Hello, it's Jerlene and I'm live. Okay, it is Sunday, July 26th, 10:31 p.m. I know it's late, so if anybody out there watching, yay. I am give me a second. Really been trying to get this one in for a while. Y'all, life be lifing. Life be lifing. So anyways, Jerlene, I'm live. Mama the Voice, live from Long Beach, California. Community advocate, parent, host of other things. Most important thing of all, I am a mother. And I'm inviting some folks to join me. Hopefully people are just want to get this out. I know it's late, people. They're like, what are you doing, Jerlene? I know it's late. I know it's been a minute since I've actually sat down in front of the computer to do live commentary. Okay, all right. Jerlene, I'm live. Here to inform, engage. Oh, that's what I was about trying to check for sound. All right, I got sound. I can hear myself. Okay. Been trying to get to today is what did I say? July 26th, Sunday evening. So whenever you're watching this, good morning, good night, good afternoon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. If you are watching me live right now, can you please, show me some love? Show me some love. Drop me a reaction. Let me know that you're there. Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible because, like I said, it's late. One of the reasons it took me, I've been trying to do this for a while, y'all, but it's been hot as fish grease. It has absolutely been hot as fish grease, and sister girl ain't functioning very well in this heat. Like even now, I had to wait for it to cool down. Got the fan on, got the windows open, but it's not helping that I got this light in front of me shining on me because I want to make sure I look good for y'all. And plus, I combed my hair today, so I wanted y'all to see my little fro hawk that I got going on here. So anyway, if you're watching right now, you see something pulled up on the screen right now. It is a website. It says Stevens is losing dual immersion. So if you've been paying attention to any commentary that I've been doing in the last few weeks, I've been talking about a program that is being eliminated by Long Beach Unified School District at a school here on the west side of Long Beach. I live on the west side of Long Beach. I actually went to Stevens Middle School when I was in middle school a really, really long time ago. Two school board meetings back, I was the day that they announced the new superintendent of schools. I know I still got to talk some commentary on that, y'all, but just be patient with me. I'll get there. The day that it was announced a new superintendent was going to selected, a group of parents showed up at a school board meeting and they came to voice their concerns about Long Beach Unified moving the dual immersion program from the west side of Long Beach, eliminating it in effort to expand a program on the other side of town. Now, so many things have gone wrong in this. Like people like, so what is the big deal? Well, the big deal is you're taking a viable program from the community and you're putting it on the other side of town. But throughout this process, it's been discovered that Long Beach Unified didn't keep with its own word of like excellence and equity and community engagement and parent engagement and all that stuff. They didn't do any of that. So anyway, I met these parents at the school board meeting, and let me tell y'all, on fire, parents on fire, children on fire, articulating what they want and their desires. And we're patient. I discovered we're patient for a while and really trying to believe the system, trying to believe the system and or respect the process and realize that they were being dismissed. They were being ignored. Hold on, God. Okay. They were being ignored. So they voice their opinion. Then they started more advocacy. They started reaching out to, they reached out to their school board member. They, okay, hold on. I got my kids are texting me. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I'm still on mama duty. It's summertime and my kids are being children. They met with their school board member. They gathered together. They met with their school board member. They said, hey, we really want this program to stay on our side of town. What can you do? I could just say that the meeting, it was a virtual meeting. It didn't go as they would have liked. The school board member basically gave them the company line that the school district is going to move forward and do what it's doing. And we're going to help y'all find some bus rides, which, first of all, if anybody believes that lie, y'all, I got a bridge to sell you. They started to mobilize more parents because more schools or more families and children are impacted by this decision than just the students at Stevens Middle School. So what I am going to do, I'm going to pull up this website. As you see, it's on the page right now. Give me a second. I'm going to drop a link. Just be patient with me, y'all. I am solo in this. All right, so I just dropped a link to the website. You can check it out yourself. This website was created by the parents, okay? They are not playing with this idea of what they want. They are very clear in what they want for themselves. So they showed up at the last school board meeting, and I'm going to show you some clips of the last school board meeting. But first, I'm going to show you their website. So give me a second. I'm going to remove myself. Well, actually, if I remove myself, I don't know if you'll still be able to hear me. Let's see if I can maneuver through this site and you guys can see it. So this is the Stevens website, Save Dual Immersion Stevens program, or Stevens Dual Immersion program. So Dual Immersion is a program. It's a Spanish program. It's been offered in schools, Long Beach Unified Schools, for years. The elementary school level, there were schools here on the west side that was offering it, and there are elementary schools on the east side of town that were offering it, as well as, I believe, a middle school they were offering it. And basically it is where children are learning their grade appropriate curriculum in both English and Spanish. Now, we live in California, so we know how important and valuable being able to speak Spanish is in our environment, right? It's very important. It's important to be able to get jobs. It's important to be able to properly serve people. And so this dual immersion program is a sought out program. And so a year ago, the school district offered the program to parents or to students in the Westside area as well as downtown to enroll their children into the Stevens program. Let's see if you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay, to enroll them to the student into the dual immersion program. And after not even so in the program began in September of 2025 or August 2025 when the school year began. Well, August, September, October, November, December, 4 months into the program, the parents are notified, oh, we're not going to continue this program after the next school year. And if your children want to be in the program, they have to enroll into the program that's going to be placed on the other side of town. Now, the school district is claiming that this decision is a there's fiscal reasons, financial reasons, and why they are making this decision. Yet they've not provided any specific information to support that. Also, something about dual immersion. When dual immersion was originally created in its creation, it was a program that was supposed to be serving English language learners. And I don't have the actual data, but just from the communication and things that I have learned from parents, this program is not really serving English language learners. It's serving individuals whose primary language is English. That's a whole nother issue. I'm not even gonna really get into that too much, but that's kind of the origin of it. So this, again, I'm just showing you the website. that these parents made. I dropped the link. You can check it out yourself. They're about business, okay? They're really about business. Now, let's go here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come off the website and I'm going to show you, I want you to hear for yourself what some of the students, well, one of the students had to say about the program. So when they came to the board meeting last week, the 15th, on the 15th of July, about 40 individuals showed up in support of the Stevens families. And those individuals were made up of community members, parents, students in the program, educators. Quite a few of them spoke in favor of the program, or basically asking the district to reconsider its decision. Now, here's the thing that's interesting about this whole decision. I'm going to give me just a second. The decision, so the first week of December of 2025, 4 months into the program, the parents were informed that the program would not continue at Stevens. Now, at the December 10th and December 17th board meeting, there was a discussion about the English language learner program, English language learner master plan, as well as, or they call it it was originally called the multilingual learner master plan, and then they changed it, the title and whatever. But it was during these two meetings that the decision was made to, what they're going to do is shut down Hoover Middle School. I did some commentary about that last month. Shut down Hoover Middle School and reopen it in 27-28 as a full dual immersion school. Now, in all the documentation that I found, there is no record or any information that relates to them eliminating Stevens. So the only information that was put out about Stevens being no longer going to be housing the program was sent to those who were in the program. Not even the schools that are feeder schools to the program, Chavez, Lafayette, Webster, they were not even informed that this program was going to be removed. Okay, so in Long Beach Unified, we have something called School of Choice. And when children are moving from elementary school to middle school, you go through this School of Choice program where you select the school, or your family selects the school that they want you to go to. That process happens somewhere in the beginning of the spring, somewhere in the beginning, like the end of winter, beginning of spring is when that starts happening. The opportunities in December and January take place for students to learn about these schools. So prior to the School of Choice, meaning parents at these feeder schools that were never told that the program was not going to continue at Stevens, it wasn't even given an option. The program was told to be eliminated. So it's a whole hot mess. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I want you all to listen to this young student as she speaks. So give me just a second to bring, and if anyone's watching right now, I really, if someone can give me a thumbs up, give me some reaction, let me know that you're watching, let me know that it's making sense, because I'm trying to put a lot of information in here right now, and there's a reason. So just please be patient with me. All right, I am going to, okay, I gotta stop that screen. I have to add, give me a second. I'm flying solo. Sometimes I have someone to help me with my technical support. Okay, let's see if this is the right one. All right. So let me make sure the sound. So this is I'm about to show a clip from the July 15th school board meeting, public comment. What's really interesting about the school board meeting, it is shown as unlisted. I took forever to find it. I had to find a link that someone had sent me during the meeting. But anyway, hold on. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to have to mute. Okay. Okay, if you are watching, I really need someone to give me a thumbs up to let me know they can hear this.
Before we go to the next speaker, I think there was a problem with our devices. We weren't getting audio on that. So how can we have follow-up on that public comment? Can we get a translation at some time?
Actually, give me just a moment, you all, because I'm not sure if I
Madam Craighead, for the sake of honoring public comment, My suggestion would be, if I need to make a motion, I'm happy to do that, for us to hear that public comment again with
Okay,
interpretation.
hold on, people. Give me a second. This is not the one.
Okay, so are you
Okay, just be patient. There was technical difficulties, which was very weird. There was technical difficulties during that public comment. I was actually there, and there was a part where we could not even hear what was going on. So hold on. Okay, so let's try. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Sophia Grace Keller Ramirez, and I'm an incoming 7th grader at Stevens Middle School. I started the Dual Immersion program at Webster Elementary, and it has been a very important part of my life. It has helped me become a better student, taught me another language, and given me more self-confidence. Stevens is my home school. It is where my friends are and where I feel comfortable and where I want to continue learning. When I heard that the DI program might be moved, I was very sad because I don't want to leave the school and community that feels like home. I hope you will think about the students like me who have worked in this program for many years. We love our school and we just want the chance to continue our education at Stevens. Thank you for listening to me and considering our voices. And I would like to give a special shout out and happy birthday to my mom. Thank you.
That was one of the amazing students that came to share her thoughts and desires for the program. One thing that I've learned in my conversation with the parents who are wanting more for their children is that they're highly exceptional young people. And one parent shared with me her child's test scores, and she almost perfected the SBAC. And the mom attributes her daughter's success to being in this dual immersion, to being challenged with not only mastering the English language, but also learning the Spanish language. Now, Spanish is not her is not her primary language. English is, although I do believe that I believe that child's parents might speak Spanish, but that's not the primary language. And she's not an English language learner, which some people want to believe, oh, well, this is for English language learners. Now, I'm going to show a parent speaking. And again, if you're watching this and if you can hear, let me know. And all of this is on the school board meetings, the school board or the Long Beach Unified School District website. Everyone that spoke was amazing, and I know I can't show everybody, and I like I said, I'm crunched for time. It's late, and I still haven't even got to the main point of this commentary. So now I'm going to bring up another one. Okay, let's see. Add to stage. Just give me a moment. All right. So here is a parent that is speaking. Now, something about this program as well is not only Westside children are the benefit from this program. So just listen to what this next parent has to say.
All right. Good evening. I'm Tanera Bailey, a parent of this 7th grader who's a Stevens dual language immersion student. He attended Bigsby Elementary for K through 5, and we reside in District 4, Member Otto's district. Stevens was a deliberate and intentional choice for my child. He's doing amazing, he's thriving, and it's the best choice I could have made for him. It's why I was deeply disappointed to learn of the program's closure. In April, I sent a letter to then Superintendent Dr. Baker and 2 members of this board explaining my frustration, expressing concerns about the lack of family engagement, equity, investment in our program throughout this year, and whose voices were being prioritized in this process. These concerns remain today. As you've heard tonight from several families, students, This proposal creates significant barriers to access, and it does not reflect the commitment of this district to excellence and equity. There are proven dual immersion program models across the country that expand access while preserving neighborhood and strand-based pathways. Maintaining Stevens as a pathway while adding Keller's dual immersion at Hoover as a pathway would create and minimize disruption. It would strengthen long-term capacity, decrease attrition, and create room for continued growth. Based upon your own projections, you will reach capacity by 2033. And so we will repeat the same question again with a different board who will have to again wonder why we're at the same number of no room at another school, because you have chosen one single site to invest in, just like you did at the point of Keller's transition. This plan is not a long-term solution. It simply delays the problem, repeats the pattern of exclusion, and leaves a future board facing the same challenge again. District 5 continues to repeat and receive the DI investment, while students and families across the city are asked to figure out how to align their academic goals. And what we have to say is, what about the rest of the board? What about your district? When we ask about and think about your constituents as you sit on this board, the school district should represent each district. How are we thinking about growth, access, equity, and overall perception of quality that we are being represented? How can we all do a better job of making dual language learning accessible across LBUSD? I'd like to close with a message that our new superintendent recently shared with our community. He said he keeps what he hears, and even more importantly, he hears and he turns it into action. During this time, we have had several people listen to us. They have sat and they have heard us. And tonight you've heard from students, parents, educators, and community members. The question is not whether you've heard us, the question is what you will do with what you've heard. In education, families should never feel their voices were simply part of the process, rather than just.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mabel Martinez, followed by Crystal Ramirez.
So following that parent speaking, several other parents spoke, and a community advocate, community organizer spoke as well on behalf of and support of the parents. And the board, the board does not have to, because it's not an agendized item, the board does not speak on what takes place, right? Yet, here's part of the challenge. The parents are being told that this is happening because of the fiscal, financial reason. Yet, when do the outcomes outweigh the dollars? Where does the district, in a sense, like if you're thinking investment, when we invest, we take a risk, right? When we invest our money in something, we take a risk. Why is the district not willing to take a risk here, a risk on success, when this very short period of time, these families have already demonstrated success? Now, the fact that the board did not technically eliminate, there's no documentation, there was no vote for them to remove Stevens. They can easily, or staff, administration can, in my opinion, can easily say that they're going to restore the program or maintain the program at Stevens. Now, maintaining the program at Stevens does not eliminate what they want to do on the other side of town. As the parent was just talking about, what will end up happening over a period of time, if you continue to take everybody over there and there continues to be growth, it's going to outgrow. So why not allow the program to stay here on this side of town? Now, something that is very bothersome that Long Beach Unified has a tendency to do, they take our best and our brightest out of our community and they move them to other parts of the community. Okay, so there is this myth, and I'm going to say it's a myth, that if you go to a school outside of certain areas of Long Beach, you are going to get a better quality education. Now, in some areas that may be true, right? Safety may be a little bit different. And from what I've been, and there are teachers who do not want to teach on this side of town. So there is a possibility that we get lower grade educators over here. There is a very strong possibility in that, right? So, but why would you, and like, for example, with Mr. Miller, why is Mr. Miller not willing to fight and demand that a high level of education and programming be offered in his community? Why? Make that make sense. The same with Benitez. The schools Chavez is in his district, which has one of the highest level of English language learners, who is probably, and I haven't seen the data. PRAs have been put out requesting information and data on this, and they're not going to show up until supposedly the end of this month. But why is he not advocating for it when it's his constituents that would benefit the most from having access to it over here? Now, what's going to happen is, with it being moved to the other side of town, it creates a barrier for access. Transportation being the biggest one. Now, Long Beach Unified, so people are like, well, why can't they just do a bus? Does anybody know the history of the buses here in Long Beach and why there are no buses? Does anyone know the history of what has happened to schools that have already been displaced due to renovations, like Roosevelt and Washington, and the impacts that it has on families and having to go a farther distance away from their school? And now what will happen in this case, these parents will just choose not to put their kids in the program, although that's what they want for their children, they deserve for their children. In my opinion, all of our children should be learning a second language, whether it be Spanish or Khmer or Mandarin or something other than English. Ooh, y'all, let me bring you back. I did have some notes. So, and then on Craighead, so going back to the board, the fact that a board decision was not specifically made to remove it from Stevens means that a board decision does not have to be made for it to unhappen. Staff has to make that decision. The superintendent needs to make that decision. Now, the fact that we have a new superintendent, the question is, who made that decision? Who brought that decision forward? Who was the person who put that in writing that said that the program at Stevens has to be eliminated? And what's the big deal at changing it around? And okay, so that was it. Okay. And then even going back to I was at this meeting. I was actually in the overflow, and then I walked over with some of the parents when they were speaking and was present and listening. And our board is very dismissive. They're very dismissive. I know Maria Lopez, she has expressed some concern and believes that this program should maintain, and even called for there to be that this be placed on the agenda. Because if the board makes the decision for it to move forward, then staff has to do what the board says. So if Miller went to his little buddy Benitez, and then Benitez tapped over on Miss Craighead's shoulder and says, we want this to be agendized because we want to move this forward because we want something better for our children, it would have to go up for a vote. But our board members are not willing to do what's necessary to take care of the children and families in their own constituency. See, Craighead comes out like a winner no matter what, because her school is going to benefit. And so one thing that has come out of this, that many of the families that are in the dual immersion are children of employees of Long Beach Unified. So are we making accommodations for children for Long Beach Unified so that their children can be in the program? Is this where this accommodation is coming from? And the word is on the street already that it was a handful of not parents of color that made it clear that they did not want to send their children to the west side of Long Beach to be educated. But it's absolutely okay for us to uproot our children and send them over there. And then do we need to have this conversation about the racism and bias that exists in the schools on the east side and the harms that are caused in that? And I mean, I've even been told that there were other you saw a black parent with their black child advocating for this program, who lives in a different part of town. You saw that, right? I've been informed that there were more, that there's only like not even probably a handful of Black parents in the program or children in the program, that many of those families dropped out due to the bias and racism that they were receiving on the other side of town. So that's a whole nother issue that needs to be resolved. So we want to take our children over to somewhere where they don't want to be, when we could have a loving environment for them over here with a high quality education. All right. And then back to like the gaslight. And I just got to bring this up, and specifically like with Mr. Miller. So, you know, some of us actually, we use our eyes. I can see with or without my glasses, y'all. I just see better with my glasses. That the demeanor, the body language of them, like like we bothering them and stuff. And so one of the parents that was present commented, was bold, very bold, went on social media, did not write anything derogatory, yet said that there was concern with the body language in which her representative was holding during this time. And the board member, Miller, basically said, "Oh, well, you're mistaken. That's not what you were seeing. I was paying attention and I was writing notes." So the Jerlene comment is, if doodling on the edge of your page, does that count as notes? So anyway, tomorrow, parents, like today is July 26th. I know many people are not going to probably see this until tomorrow. That is fine. Go to the website that I showed. The link is in the comments. Go to the website. Let me bring this page up again. Again, this page was created by the parents. This website was, I'm doing the wrong thing. Hold on, y'all. That's what happens when you're your own assistant. When you're your own assistant. Go to the website, look at the details, learn about the history. Again, this site was created by parents. Okay, that's one of my cats, y'all. Go check it out. Take a look at it. Learn about their story. Learn about why this is important. At the top of the page, you can sign up to get information. Tomorrow, for our early risers, people who ain't got, who need something to do in the morning, we are getting up and we are meeting at the bus stop in front of Stevens Middle School on Santa Fe, and we are going to ride the bus, the city bus, the Long Beach Transit bus, from the west side of Long Beach over to where Hoover would be located, or where Hoover is located. And during that time, I'll do some more live commentary to talk about some of the issues and share information. Hey, if you all for it, meet us over there at Hoover at 8:00 in the morning. Ain't nobody gonna be there but us, but meet us over there and greet us and learn more about these parents, or join us in the morning to take this bus ride on Long Beach Transit. What Long Beach Unified is doing is not equitable. It is harmful. It is not in alignment with their own policies. It is not even in alignment with their Vision 2035 and the things that the promises and commitments that they've made to the district. It is not in alignment with the goals and guardrails and outcomes that they have for our children. It's not. And that's it. That's all. Check out the website. Let me drop this link one more time for people. Again, you can sign up. Oh, look here, we got here, someone made a comment. Where'd that comment? Someone made a comment. More sustainable opportunities. Shout out to the parents of Stevens, and any parent who has placed their child in a dual enrollment or want something better for them. Shout out for you all for advocating. I've definitely been inspired by watching them. Y'all know I've been doing this for a minute, and watching them, they've definitely been an inspiration for me to stay in the fight, to keep standing up for community. Again, so it's Jerlene, here to engage, inform, inspire. Maybe I made you laugh. Please share, like, comment on this video. More to come. Oh, there is something that is happening. There is going to be a meeting on Tuesday, July 28th I believe at 5:30 p.m. at Stevens. For the district has called this meeting. There's a lot of concern about what the purpose and intent of this meeting is. Are they just going to come and regurgitate what they've already told the parents? The parents are very clear. They want the program to stay at Stevens. They could do what they want to do at Hoover. They could do what they want to do at Keller, but the parents want the program to stay at Stevens. If you believe that is, if you believe in that same thing, please share this video, share the comments, sign up on their page, hit me up. I can connect you with the parents. Send a letter to our new superintendent. Tell the new superintendent that because the reality is this decision was made prior to the superintendent. Reach out to the deputy superintendent of secondary schools, Ed Samuels. Tell him to slow his roll and to pause on this. Reach out to Brian Makovitz. The same thing, because like I said, staff clearly made this decision. The board did not vote on this, yet the board can vote to ensure that it maintains. You guys all have a good day, good morning, good night. Whenever you're seeing this, it's Jerlene, and I've been live.